Man, I ended up doing the vertical live, still in the bed. Yeah, I know it's late. Niggas, are you still in the bed? Absolutely. Tired. Um, Shit, sometimes life be kick your ass. Took the day off the gym. I think I might go back to 4 days in the gym instead of five. That five kicking a ninja butt right now. Uh, but I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Make sure y'all check out the Patreon tomorrow. Uh, we'll be at the desk. I guess talking about the Bam fight and the Tia Female Lopez fight. He'll be after this fight tonight, which we'll know he win. He'll be fighting Brian Norman. By the way, for all the boxing people. But yeah, let's speak on LeBron James, right? So we have a vertical live probably after the fights tonight. And then I'll talk to tomorrow afternoon. I'm probably gonna be in the bed all the way to all tomorrow, man. My body got to heal up and rest up because I'm feeling terrible, terrible out here, terrible, terrible. But I had some free time, bro. So I do appreciate y'all for blessing the channel, man, with your presence, negative, positive. Um, I think we need a healthy balance of negative and positivity. Um, so we can't have all yes men. We can't have all haters. We can't have all detractors. We need a healthy balance. So I want to hear from everybody on here. Be respectful. Don't get disrespectful. I will disrespect you. Um, so at the end of the day, shout out Town Business Sports and Entertainment, man. I want to speak on this, man. I could have got my lazy up and went to the computer, asked the computer, but for the most part, vertical lives get more traction. So this message will reach people. So apparently, JJ Redick came out real quick, and I'm not gonna start off here, by the way, that he said the N word. So I'm like, it's one broad that said he said the N word, one woman, a sister, he said it at Duke. You know what people feel about Duke. I was in the barbershop and it came up. And you know how people say about Duke, and I was like, it was only like a handful of Duke players I like historically. Jason Tatum, Brandon Ingram, obviously Grant Hill. Y'all know, if y'all don't know, I'm from Detroit. Uh, and Corey Spaghetti Maggette. All right, I like Elton Brand too. He's solid too. But long story short, it's not that many Duke players I really like historically. People say Kyrie. I don't really consider Kyrie a Duke player, honestly. But I'm just not a Duke guy. If I had to choose, I got a lot of family roots in North Carolina. I would choose North Carolina, Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace, Michael Jordan, James Worthy, Sam Perkins, Sean May, Rashad McKenna. Even I like Tyler Hansbrough back in the day, honestly. I choose those guys over Dookies. That's just my personal preference, and it's still F Christian Laettner, by the way. And it's still F Coach Krzyzewski because, in my opinion, allegedly he been cheating from the beginning too. They just covering it up because he got the complexion for the protection. But nonetheless, and rest in peace to Dean Smith. But nonetheless, y'all know I'm a Michigan guy, but I have no ill will towards North Carolina. If I had to pick one or I had to adopt a team down there, it'd be them. And the Georgia Tech point guards too in the South too. Dope point guards, Georgia Tech. Stephon Marbury. Didn't Jeff T go there? I mean, shit, they got a historic point guard group down there, man. Marbury was one of my favorite guys all time. Um, Him and KG, man. I love KG. It's my second favorite player of all time. If y'all don't know, first is Allen Iverson, KG 2, Kobe 3, 4 is Reggie Miller, and 5 is Tim Duncan. But nonetheless, man. And I can't believe that DJ Turner kid didn't get drafted neither, man. That's sad. He got picked up. DJ Turner, the Pistons should have picked him up. But hey, shout out to NC State to the Wolfpack. I think my man's Phillip Rivers went there. I used to love Phillip Rivers. But nonetheless, so apparently another woman came out, ex-girlfriend of JJ Redick came out and said she used to call him he used to call her the N word. They probably used to call the N word during sex, and that didn't get some people off of me, and to each his own. Um, you know, and a lot of these women that accused him of saying the N word, especially the one that was his girlfriend, I guarantee you that she didn't leave him the first time he said it. You know how many videos, and I don't know what part of the YouTube sphere that y'all be looking at, but let me hip y'all to something real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me hip y'all to something about YouTube real quick, man. Like, there's a whole other side of YouTube for real. Once we talk about different sectors and different groups and stuff, there's a whole side of YouTube. And there's a YouTube where that's my house. There's a side of YouTube where you got women that, strictly say they don't mess with black men and they date the other, right? And that's cool. They do what they do. Um, And it's a bunch of videos of them going around, especially on TikTok, saying that, you know, they was dating the other, that they was calling them the N-word routinely during sex, or they called them the N-word, and they repeatedly kept doing it, and they stayed, right? And usually Brad, you know, would drop them, will get rid of them and fire them. Okay. So there's a whole sector of that. So a lot of times when they first say call them the N word, if it's during intercourse, or I don't know, if it's out of anger, or it's like a routine fly, you know, they just doing it off the routine. Hey, ninja, grab that rice from on top of the refrigerator or out the pantry or some shit like that. We know white people don't put stuff on top of the refrigerator. We don't need to do people that do that. But you catch what I'm saying. And, you know, they don't leave. A lot of times they don't speak up. But hey, you know, we call Keisha the B word, you know, like her friends call her the B word, like Sexy Red called her the B word. She ready to call the police and get the kitchen knife and take us out the game. But let's start off with Bronny real quick, man, and then I'll build up to JJ Redick saying N word. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna connect this real cool, like we playing Connect 4, you feel me? So what's going on here? Shout out to Easy, Big Soldier Pause, Daniel Berry salute. Hold on real quick, man. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I gotta make my brother a moderator. There you go, Daniel. You been in here. You're a moderator. You can clap some ninjas out here. If you white, you can clap some people out here. You know. But yeah, man. So apparently they drafted Bronny James. Rich Paul told every other NBA team except for the Suns and the Lakers, if you draft Bronny, he going to play in Australia. Okay. Kind of nigga, what's going on, bro? I didn't know you ain't had no wrench. Hold on, we tripping. We tripping out here. We tripping out here. Uh, we tripping out here. You know, so there you go. So yeah, so you know, he told, and I'm cool with that. You know, nepotism. You know, if you live long enough and you paid attention, and I'm huge on like paying attention. Just pay attention and peep stuff. Read the room. You may not understand it today. There's some things that I remember seeing 10, 15 years ago that resonate with me today. So, um, just from paying attention and realizing what was going on. So if you notice, you look around the corporate world, the plants, the you know, the electrician unions, the plumber unions, the construction unions, you know, truck driving, you know, you know, maybe even hospitals too, to a certain extent, not on the level of nurse or doctor or whatever. It's a lot of nepotism going on there, and basically it's hiring of friends and family for the most part and putting them in a position. You know, it's like the GM referral. Even though GM stopped doing referrals some years ago, and I don't know if they started back up or whatever, but yeah, plugging your boy in. In the black community, it's not big. You know, one of the reasons nepotism is frowned upon, because everything that's positive is frowned upon. How we spoke on how Devin Haney, you know, people don't like Devin Haney because, you know, he was privileged. His father got money. His father got his money out the streets. And his mother, who passed away, you know, rest in peace to the Haney's, Bill Haney's mother. She was a Black Panther, so he got his money out the streets. But you know, then again, it's just to the point where people, you know, was just saying he privileged, he come from money. It ain't the same. You know, we don't like him because, long story short, he come from money. Two-parent household, you know, had two parents or whatever. He came from money, right? It's pretty much the same thing in the black community when you talk about, you know, hooking your homeboy or homegirl with a job. It's frowned upon. You know, because one of the things you see is that black people don't want to see people on a level do better than them. And you look no further than Jesus Christ. Who was that? Um man, it was a cat I'm thinking of. Well, Jay-Z. You know how Jay-Z didn't want to let like state property and like Beanie Siegel, you know, and be bigger than him. Right? They couldn't be bigger than him. And that's the wrong thing. That's the wrong way to think about it. You know, you can't allow that to happen. If your homeboy, you know, you get your homeboy a leg up, you know, and he's truly a homeboy, he can get to places that you couldn't. So, you know, and I feel like when you mentor people and that whole thing about not outshining the master, why should I hold my shine back? You know, because I'm outshining the guy that helped me. You know, if I can outshine him, I can help him. I can get to places that we couldn't get. So you got people with a mindset that people got a jealous mindset, a crab in the bucket mentality, which one crab about to make it all the way out, but then the rest of the crabs try to you know, who trying to you know, pull you down. That's pretty much what it is. You know, you should want to help your boy get into your job. You should say, oh yeah, this electrician program paid for everything, bro. They paid me, the train they did. You should pass that on to your homeboy or your homegirl. You should pass that on. Now, if they don't have the ambition, or so be it, or you know they gonna fuck up. And that's another thing. You want to hire your homeboy, you know he can't pass the piss test. You know he not punctual, and then he go around telling people that, oh man, he didn't hook me up. Nah, because you not a stand-up guy. You not consistent. You not ready for that lifestyle yet. So if you ain't gonna show up and do your job, that's gonna make me look bad. And that's the conversation that we gotta have too, because everybody be screaming, oh, black people don't practice nepotism, or we don't have referrals and help people. Well, a lot of y'all ain't prepared for that. I'm not gonna just help you get a really good job and then you don't do well, and then Tiffany come in and do well. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a mentality where we got to do it on our own. If we don't get there on our own, it's not the same. Bronny James contract gonna be the same regardless if LeBron got him in the league or they would have naturally picked him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He was gonna be straight with ordered out the league. This is what your father sacrificed for. This is what he ran. He didn't run all these laps to win a championship. It was part of the reason. He ain't go to all them finals and bust his ass, and so no, he did that. He did that to give his son a better life. He was there as a father and as a provider. So his daughter Bryce, and I forget the daughter's name, Bryce and Bronny, can have a better life. And if you can give your kids a easier life and a fast track in life, you gonna do it. You gonna do it. So all this, oh man, y'all understand them folks, they do that. Man, how many managers I had because they was cool with somebody in the company, had a high ranking position, and they didn't know how to do none of the jobs on the job. They would call you to come in and pay you cash to do the jobs. Come on. This is a big thing throughout history. You think George Bush's son would have been president if his daddy wasn't president before and had the high rank? Man, come on. Come on, bro. It's all about who you know. That's what college is about. That's why college, that's the prestige of college. That's what college is about. And I tell y'all that, man. It's about forming connections. You can leave college without a degree and be a billionaire. You can leave college with a PhD and not have 10% of 1% of what a billionaire got. You can just leave with that. It's all about who you know. Look at the social network movie about Facebook and how that was. Imagine if them people weren't cool with Mark Zuckerberg. Imagine if Mark Zuckerberg didn't know Eduardo. He wouldn't have had the money to start off Facebook. Imagine if all his homies who got cut in on Facebook wasn't there and didn't know how to code where he can utilize them. Imagine if they didn't have the grades to get into Harvard. They got into, I don't know, Boston U, or they got into Seton Hall, or they got into NC, whatever. They got into another college. It could have been anywhere else. They could have went to Dartmouth. They could have went to Princeton. They could have went to what is it? The Tech, UMass Tech, whatever, UMass. They could have went anywhere. But God put them in position to be right there at Harvard with Mark Zuckerberg, and now they got a piece of it. They was at the right place at the right time. But you wasn't gonna get that opportunity, in Northwestern. You wasn't gonna get that opportunity at Michigan. You wasn't gonna get that opportunity. MIT, thank you. That's what it is. Appreciate it, IVS. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't gonna get the opportunity at Florida State. You know what they call it, the Harvard of the South, or the Ivy League of the West and Stanford. No, they was in the right place, the right time. Prestige. College is about prestige. You paying for the connections. That's what fraternities and sororities is about. It's about the connections. The connections is more important than the degree. And a lot of them guys get in Harvard, and a lot of them rich kids get in there based off cash, referrals, cash, bonuses, or because their fathers went there. No, it's no different by doing it by yourself or with help. It's no difference. You don't have a black card that say, well, help. You don't have a black card that say did it without help. They don't say, they'll say, well, I'm a self-made millionaire. That's cool. What's a little bit what's better than what's better, a self-made millionaire or somebody was handing me? It don't really matter. It don't matter. You can say, well, only way it matters is if I lose it, I can get it again. There are kind of issues with that. But doing it by yourself, nah, that's a black mentality. Them folks don't do it by themselves. What's the brother name? Jeff Bezos. Yeah, they think he did Amazon on his own. No, he had loans from both sides of the family. You know, he had loans from both sides of the family. How many white people I seen get married and their families gave them houses to start off with? They start off with a leg up. It ain't. That's a black man say, oh man, I do it on my own. I get it. But no, if these brothers work together, you can be far exceeded where you at. It don't matter. Use the help. Use it. We the only community that don't plug our own people in. Look at a Chinese household. He opened the store. The wife run the register. The kids, they run the register. They run the stock in the back. Before he go hire outside help, the whole family working, building the company up. By the time them kids get older, they got another store. They run their stores. They didn't build the empire. So when people get mad at LeBron for plugging his son in, bruh, this is we are the minority in that. I mean, I even watch the Mexicans living out here now, and I just watch them. You know, I walk miles. You know, I pay attention. Uh, you know, uh, and I notice all of them work for the same, damn near the same company. That truck come around, a few work trucks come around. They pick these Mexicans up. They coming out the same apartment complex. They come when I'm coming home. They coming home from work. You know, they wash their clothes or they hang out, lay outside, whatever. They work together. They tell one amigo about another amigo family, about another amigo, and now they all prospering. What they doing? They stacking all this American bread and they going back to Mexico to live like kings. They not just like, okay, I'm gonna just do this, and then when it worked for me and I'm done, I'm gonna just tell Eduardo about it. I'm gonna tell Julio about it. No, they all like, we can get this shit together. We can be in this this 1 bedroom apartment, 10 of us. We gonna suffer right now. We're going to stack our bread up for 2-3 years, and we're going to go back to Mexico and live like kings. You know what I'm saying? We're going to live like kings. We're going to live like kings. So, what LeBron did for Bronny James, what you supposed to do? If I can help my son out, you know, he about to fall off a cliff, and I can pull him up, I'm going to do it. My daughter, I'm going to pull up. My brother, I'm going to do it. So people frying, oh man, you ain't no real ninja. Hey, bro. Come on. But you begging your uncle to get you in a Chrysler. You begging your cousin to get you in the Ford. You know what I'm saying? You begging your sister to get you into Quicken Loans and shit, man. I don't be paying attention to what brothers be saying, sisters be saying about that. You just mad because it ain't you. You know what I'm saying? Is it some self-worth and independence? Absolutely. But guess what? You know, if you can take a shortcut, you ain't gonna take it. If you give your kids a shortcut, you give your brother a shortcut, you give your neighbor, your sister, your wife a shortcut, you ain't gonna get. Absolutely. Every other community do it. Every other community do it. And it's okay with LeBron. I love what LeBron did. It's 100% A-okay. Now, if you ain't worthy, that's a different conversation. That's why you got to hear all sorts. Well, yeah, my brother been at Chrysler for 20 years, and they never tried to get me in. Boy can't pass a piss test. Boy can't keep a job longer than a month. Boy always quitting. He always got an attitude. He ain't never matured. Immature as hell. Always messing with females on the job. Of course I'm not going to plug you in. Of course I'm not going to refer you. Come on, of course not. So when we start getting and talking about this, man, anytime we start to figure out the keys and the secrets that other communities been using in America, and think about this, we ain't too far behind them folks as far as finances. They had a 500-year head start, bro. We not too far behind. So if we start using each other, you know what I'm saying? We start using nepotism. You know, we start helping each other out. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, I agree with the brother Philip Scott. Check out his channel out, Philip Scott Show. And the bigger channel was the African Diaspora. He right. I think if the pandemic would have went on a year, that would have got the community together. If the pandemic would have went on for years, that was the best thing that ever happened for America. Sometimes you got to take 20 steps back to take 100 steps forward. Make sure y'all heart the video or something. I really believe, I would definitely agree with Brother Philip Scott, bro, when he said that. You know, he said at least a year. I'm saying if the pandemic went on about 2-3 years, the lockdown, bro, I'm telling you, these women would have fell in line. We would have been back where multiple families lived in the household. We would have been forced to build with each other. And what's going to have to happen is we going to have to hit rock bottom for everything to fall back into place. Women were starting to say they need dudes. And one of the beautiful things, the ugly, beautiful things about the pandemic was this. A lot of people found out that their significant other, they wasn't compatible. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people be together and they find out they not sexually compatible. That's what happened when you beat around the bush and you scared to speak up in a relationship. A lot of people found out they wasn't sexually compatible. You just was the one that was stupid enough to marry her. Well, I haven't did this in years, or you know, they don't want you. You just the table holder. And when she could find something else, and everybody know when you with somebody or when you got a job, it's easier to find another job. When you with somebody, it's always easier to find a significant other. That's why women monkey branch. That's why they monkey branch. But a lot of people found out who they really were. They found out about their kids, how far advanced or how far behind they was. That lockdown got us together. It was giving us together. It was getting us together. Had that went on about a year to 3 years, bro, I think we would have been A-okay, bro. We would have been A-okay. I don't even know who this dude is, bro. You got to go. You got to go, Playboy. You got to go. You talking that bullshit, messing up the vibes. Yeah, your pandemic, Alejandro. Yeah, it made people work together. Thank you. He said it better than I can. It made people have more of a traditional family structure. You know what I'm saying? The men still went out and worked because most men did non-essential jobs, or they went to hustle to pay the bills. Women stayed at home. They did the laundry, took care of the kids because the kids went to school. We started to get tradition. He said, my homie said back in 99, our people get information how we can come up. We keep it from each other. Our race share the information. Other races share the information and get their own people. Exactly. But the exception of it is, too, is that, you know, that we feel like some of our brothers and sisters not worthy of getting that referral or getting that one up. But in other cultures, they don't care. I remember it was this dude, man, I forget his name. I worked at GM. And for whatever reason, all the Arabic people consider themselves cousins and shit. Most of them was cousins. And one of the guys was lazy than a mug, bro. He came from the gas station. He didn't want to work or do nothing. And they was covering for him. Even though somebody got him in, even though he was a straight up lazy buster, they still got him the job. They knew he's a lazy buster from working at the grocery store. Solo D-Lo say nepotism is being on call. Yes, it is. It's on call. But only black people, when you do so, oh man, your parents bought you a car. Oh man, you bought me on. So what? My parents give me that. I'm telling y'all, they think in the culture, everything that you supposed to do, they think is negative. They look bad at it. They look down on it. They look down on it. But back to Bron. More brothers need to be like that. You know, I can't do nothing but applaud them. That's what we supposed to do, brother. Get his other son on. Shit, if his daughter can play in the NBA, put her on. You know what I'm saying? Let's put our brothers and sisters on, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's put them on. Let's put them in positions, bro. Instead of competing. You know, instead of competing. Instead of competing, let's put our people on, bro. That's cool. Let's put our people on. You know, but shout out to his son. Oh, he only averaged Disney, and this guy did. So what? So what? Adam Morrison went #1, and he was trash. JJ Redick got drafted. Probably shouldn't have been drafted. You know what I'm saying? You know, Chris Sims, Phil Sims' son. LeBron definitely to go for this move. Phil Sims' son. Chris Sims, he didn't belong in the league, bruh. Like I said, when you speak about colleges, nepotism run, man, that's beyond, what's beyond nepotism? Where you literally paying the motherfucker or you donate money for your son to get into a school that he got no business getting into, especially grade wise. Let's keep it real. I ain't mad at Giannis neither. Sign my brothers, bro. Shout out to Giannis. Shout out to Theon. Shout out to him. And then you got these people on you got these black media members that be like, oh, you know, he's taking up a spot. He doing, man, how many people on the NBA, you know, shouldn't even be on the roster? Let's keep it real, bro. Let's keep it real, bro. Let's keep it real. How many of these brothers that shouldn't even be on the roster? I don't care, bro. Put your people on, man. Put your people on. Let's put our people on, man. I love it. Giannis, Bronny, Lebron. When you got the power, you gotta use it. If you got the power, you gotta abuse it because they abuse it. If you don't abuse it, you ain't using it. He said IBS said what's good. He said having power if you don't use it right. If you man, we at the point I would prefer people to use it right, but we at the point where we just gotta use it, bro. There's so many of these top guys like Puff and Jay-Z who use their power for wrong. They abuse their power against their own people. The man whoop on them and they whoop on their own people. Let's keep it real. The man whoop on them and they whip on their own people. Who worse? Who worse? Who worse? The other beating on you or your own brother beating on you? I ain't mad at it, bro. I ain't mad at it. You know, and life ain't fair. We ain't got the same opportunities as everybody else out here. We got to scratch and claw and make less, and we got to bust our ass, and you know, everybody else got an easier time. So why give your brother a hard time about him having a fast track? Everybody else fast tracking it. Everybody else fast tracking it, man. So, man, like I said before, man, that young man, shout out to his mother. It's like she done a really good job and look just like Savannah ass, to be real. Shout out to Bron. You know what I'm saying? He was a guy, a young man that grew up without a father, that had to find a way. Michael, I ain't saying this is no diss. Michael Jordan had both parents. He was in a different era. That was an era where people stuck together and they was married. LeBron James, you know, he had to figure that shit out. But even when you got a father, let's be real. There's some things that your father teaches you, but there's some things as a man you only can learn on your own. Am I wrong? Your father can't cover all the bases. Your mother can't cover all the bases. It's some things as a man, real talk, it's some things as a man that you got to figure out on your own. You got to just go through it. Ain't no book on this shit, man. Ain't no book on this. How to be a man, ain't no book on it, bro. A lot of us done crashed out how many times? We look back on some of the things we crashed out. Women, fumble good jobs, fumbles great opportunities. You know, reacted in a bad way. We look back and we embarrassed, bro. And we can, as free thinking, logical men, we can look back and be like, damn, you know, I was tripping. So when we face with that issue again, oh, you get in that position, you like, oh, I know what to do. I ain't about to crash out over this. Or I ain't got to do this. You know what Jay-Z say on Where I'm From? He said, I was faced with immeasurable odds and I still gave straight bets. That's being the black man. That's being the black man in this world, not even in America. Think about how deep that line was that Jay just said. Think about how deep that line was. He said, even though I faced immeasurable odds, I gave straight bets. Even though I was put in a position to fail, I still played the game fair and still won. Ooh, that's Jay, I'll give him to him. He got some deep bars, bro. Cause that's a deep one. That's one that went over my head for some years. He put some jewels in there because that man, that's the life of a black guy. We playing a rigged game. A game is rigged against us, but we got to play it by the rules. Woo, woo. Let me say that again. The game is rigged against you as a man, regardless of ethnic background today. But as a black man, it's really rigged against you. But you still played. You played it fair, and you still won. You had to play by the rules, while the game didn't have to play by the rules. Remember Jumanji, when they didn't play by the rules, he would grow, turn into a monkey or a beast, and things would happen. That's what happened as a brother. When you don't play by the rules, you know what I'm saying, they start handcuffing you, turn into a monkey. Then the safari hunter comes starting to shoot you. I never seen I've seen parts of the remake of Jumanji. I'm talking about the original one. You know what I'm saying? That's a bar that Jay gave. Even though they faced immeasurable odds, I still gave straight bets. Woo! He said, keep Krause said the problem with our people, we still don't understand the same tactics they used against us every day. We behind to see what is merit. Even with the internet, we starting to understand, but you're right. Let's move. Salute. He said LeBron put on his boys from high school. Yup. All of them in great position. That's why you do it. He said, I killed to have a relationship with my dad alone, especially for a successful business. Yup. Some guys don't have that relationship, Said, do you believe Bronny ready? No, I mean, shit, most second round picks ain't ready. He probably won't play. He probably be to the G League a lot of the year. But I seen him play some, not much in college, but, to me, he could play. He could dunk, he could pass, shoot. But, to be honest, how many second round picks ready? Y'all acting like they wasted a first round pick. And this year, that wouldn't even have been bad. Now, do I think DJ Turner deserved to get drafted as, in addition to that? Absolutely. But when you start talking about the depth of the NBA draft, it really don't be there, bro. I mean, every now and again, you get a Austin Reeves. I would say, Austin Reeves every now and again, but more of a rarity is Draymond Green in the second round. Gilbert Arenas. There's only 2 MVPs that's been drafted in the second round, which is Willis Reed, New York City great, New York Knicks great, and Denver Nugget great, Nikola Jokic. So them the only 2 MVPs of the league that's been drafted in the second round. You got Willis Reed, Jokic, Gilbert Arenas, Austin Reeves of currently, Draymond Green, Isaiah Thomas that was in the Celtics. I mean, you ain't got too many great second round picks. Historic second round picks, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I like Rob Dillingham, whatever his name is. That boy nice. I mean, think about the second round picks that you got. Like, who really been that guy? Man. It's a great question, bro. Like, historically, I know it's a few more names. I go back from time to time and look at old drafts. There's a few more guys out there, but historically ain't been a lot of great second round picks. In the draft, and NFL is 55, 53 men on the roster. You can find a great person that don't get drafted. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, did John Randall go undrafted or he got drafted late? It was somebody that went undrafted. I know Terrell Davis was a 6th round pick, but they common. It's Tom Brady 6th round pick. Joe Montana was a 2nd round pick. That's common in the NFL, man. You just don't know. Yeah, Manu Ginobili. I wasn't sure in my head. I know Tony Parker went late first. Manu Ginobili. I said Gilbert Arenas. Yeah, Ginobili. I mean, yeah, second round picks, man. Them motherfuckers like Reese cups and shit. So yeah, it's historic. Only time I remember somebody playing with their dad was Ken Griffey. I remember before I talk about this JJ Redick situation, Ken Griffey, somebody had a pop-up fly, and Ken Griffey jumped in front of his dad. You can find this story in this video, and took the pop-up fly from his dad, and his dad took his car keys and punished him while they played for the Mariners, I believe it was. So shout out to Ken Griffey. He another solid brother, man. Ken Griffey's a really, really good dude, man. Real solid, man. I remember he was saying that, George Steinberg wouldn't let him, hit balls or catch ground balls. And there was this father before he got into the major league. I'm paraphrasing here. and they was at Yankee Stadium, whatever. And he said, well, kids can't be on the field while working out with the team. But then there was a white boy on the Yankees who, I forget who the teammate was on the Yankees or the guy on the Yankees. He was letting his son out there field and hit and play with the teams. And his father said, "You see that? You see how that is?" His father pointed it out to him, and he said that's why he had never played for the Yankees. He said that's why he had never played for the Yankees. He knew what it was. And what's so funny, I was on the phone with my father a couple hours ago, man, and we was chopping it up. And my cousin, he plays up at Grand Valley State. He led the conference at one point. I don't know if he ended the season in sacks. And he played baseball, and he had money to play travel baseball. And I asked his father, like, why y'all ain't continue to play baseball? He said it was just too much politics. This kid like 6'5", 6'6". He said it was too much politics. So it's not, you hear Deion say, tell Desi Banks that real quick, it's about the money, and it's cost a lot of money to play travel ball. Well, he had the money. His father said politics, and this ain't no hood nigga, you know what I'm saying, type. This dude's a good, my cousin's a good dude, real smart brother, father smart, real, all the kids went to higher learning, to some point out the family. And he said the politics, they don't want black, that's another great live stream, man. A vertical lie that might have to come. How they don't want black people in baseball. My dad said he used to be diamonds everywhere. He said they didn't have enough teams in this town to accommodate the kids in baseball. They had to leave kids out leave kids out of the baseball league because they didn't have enough teams. That's another great live stream because they don't want us in baseball, and I'm gonna speak on that. I know a lot of people don't care about it, but it need to be said, because a lot of y'all training y'all son to go to the NFL and CTE. I understand it's a risk. Whatever you go do, you go be a pipe fitter or a deep sea welder, a welder. Everything come with risk, but a lot of y'all kids will dominate in baseball if given the opportunity. Everybody's shooting for the NBA, NFL, baseball making the most easiest type of money. But let's talk about JJ Redick, okay? Let's talk about JJ. So apparently JJ, okay, one lady came out, I did a video on it. Town inspired me to do the video on it. So one lady came out and allegedly said that JJ dropped the N-bomb, right? While they was at Duke. I mean, everybody not surprised. He's a Dookie. You know what I'm saying? You know what they say about Dookies. If you don't, hey man, DM me, we can figure it out. It's inside the link tree. So yeah, so then apparently another woman allegedly came out, said I believe, don't quote me on this, she dated JJ, and that he called her N-word while they was in a relationship or they was dealing with each other, whatever. And a lot of people say, well, why is this coming out now? I get it. I mean, shoot, we said, why is Bill Cosby getting attacked 20 years, 30 years later? We say, why is R. Kelly, we knew what was going on with R. Kelly 20, 30 years later. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, they was like, well, he been calling game. Well, JJ ain't been on the scene that long as far as a commentator. As a basketball player, yeah, but he wasn't no big basketball player. He was solid. And now, don't worry about it. I'm about to cook him on that too. Give me a minute. How he threw Doc Rivers up under the bus. But he wasn't no big basketball player neither. I mean, he was straight. He found his way in the league, but maybe she didn't know until he made headlines with the Lakers. Or maybe she wanted to be on some, feminism type of stuff and knock him down. For me, it don't matter. It don't matter. Because when Josh Allen said the N-word, they covered it up. Ronnie Cooper said the N-word. Deion said it's okay. Okay. But then again, we always ask to apologize. Kevin Hart still apologizing for some tweets 50 years ago. Ryan Garcia ain't said one apology to Devin Haney yet. Not one. Not one. Not dos, tres, Saquon, whatever. He ain't said one. You got brothers still apologizing for things they ain't even did. So for the most part, drafting Bronny James also helped cover up the JJ Redick situation. And don't forget how they covered up the Josh Giddey situation. Imagine if Josh Giddey was a brother and he did with a young underage female. Oprah would have that family on Oprah. Oprah will go find that family. Gil King will go find that family. Some YouTuber will go find that family. I done seen them interview people Corey Holcomb then dealt with and interview them and try to disparage or speak shit on his name. You know what I'm saying? I done seen that. Like when it comes to a brother, they will go pay for them to come on your show. I done seen people, baby mamas, ex-wives, ex-side chicks come on Tasha K show. He said Ruben Studdard apologized for all of 2004. Just kidding. Ah, yeah, that song. So yeah, I didn't seen brothers continue to apologize for stuff that's behind them 20, 30 years. And Josh Giddey said, "No, I guarantee you, had that been Shea Gillensley, had that been you know, Anthony Davis, had that been Damian Lillard, had that been anybody like that, bro, man, Tasha K would have had that family on her show. Oprah, Gayle King, what's the other brother that Oprah put on, the white guy, Dr. Phil. You know what I'm saying? Some of these raccoon YouTubers would have them on their channel interviewing the family. And dude, y'all knows one thing black people do, if that make any sense. What they do is instead of going to the police, they post all this evidence and all these videos, and they post how this dude grape soda them on the internet. So they let the internet, material pile up so many shares, and then the police get involved. Instead of going and tell the police, the attention is more important than the actual crime. To me, that's like a civil case, suing somebody for a civil case and then not trying to press charges for a criminal case. Red flag. You just sound like a sack chaser. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, nobody investigating this. Nobody investigated Josh Giddey like they should have investigated Josh Giddey. I'm telling y'all, had that brother looked like me, dog, they would have pulled the family up. The family would have came up. Man, that was some hush money, bro. And for the family, a lot of these families are okay with selling. Let me be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet on that's for the Patreon. But IBS say they gonna not want us in the NBA. They develop Euros and now doing the development camps and programs in Africa. I would agree with that. Now check this out. Check this out about the NBA kid. Check this out real quick, right? Check this out. They don't even the NBA. You notice how many kids in the NBA come in and can't shoot? Think about that for a minute. Think about how many NBA players come in the league and can't shoot. Think about how some of these dudes are coming in underdeveloped. Think about how many black American players come into the NBA and can't shoot. Look at all them Frenchies. Them Frenchies come in and dribble, shoot, behind the back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them Frenchies come in, them Euros, and I'm saying Frenchies because they had the number 1 pick last year and the top 2 picks this year. 3 of the top 10 this year. They dribbling behind, they shooting 7 foot 9,000, shooting, dribbling. You notice these kids get to the league in the black Americans, they can't shoot. You go to these AAU games, they don't even do a layup line no more. They don't do triple threat, 3-man weaves. All they doing is chucking up threes, and then they get to the league and can't none of them freaking shoot. Can't none of them shoot. Can't none of them shoot. Shout out to Jalen. Listening while washing dishes. Salute. Shout out to you washing dishes. I'm ready for football. I was watching the Sean Taylor. I retweeted it on Twitter. Sean Taylor, rest in power to him. Highlights, man. I miss that brother, man. For real. He be banned today, though. Him, Ronnie Lott, them motherfuckers be up under the jail, NFL jail. I remember I worked at where the Lions played Ford Field, and they was telling me they had a jail cell on site. I'm like, damn. Apparently, because they got out that the Raiders had one, too. Well, you know the Raiders' reputation, but oh man, yeah, Killian, yeah, he's the exception over in Frenchy land. He couldn't shoot, but I wish that brother nothing but the best for real. But yeah, these dudes can't shoot, and now you got dudes spending 7 years in college and still can't shoot. You know, but nonetheless, man, JJ Redick, bro, like I'm telling y'all, man, they covering up with him draft. And Bronny was gonna get drafted there regardless. All right, let's call it what it is. But that just covered up JJ Redick's story, and people saying like Town saying, shout out to Town Sports Entertainment, go subscribe to his channel. You can just put that or JS in. It's still up under Town Sports JS. But he like LeBron need to answer. LeBron ain't gonna have to answer for nothing. Like Gucci did eventually answer for the racist stuff that they did, and people forgave him. You know, and people started wearing, they never stopped wearing Gucci. Gucci didn't have to apologize, but people kept wearing it. So LeBron ain't gonna have to apologize to the community or the community. community. I made that shit up in our chat. Kobe was cracking up. Community. People ain't gotta apologize. You know, and like I said, it's a brother named Accountable Commentary on YouTube. He got a really good channel for the brothers. And he had a great point. He said, you know, he don't do panels or let people on the show because you don't know their background. And it's been shown on a lot of these YouTube channels, a lot of these dudes got sketchy backgrounds. And then when, you know, somebody pull up their file and then they look at you like you knew they had a sketchy background, and now they looking at you like you sketchy. And that make a lot of sense, but, you know, but like I said before, maybe LeBron didn't know. But out of all the people you handpicked to do a podcast with, you picked JJ Redick. JJ Redick had a successful podcast. I watched it from time to time. I watched it. You know, really good podcast. All of a sudden, they fired Mark Jackson, Stan Van Gundy. Now him, Doris Burks, and Mike. What's the other brother name? I like him. Mike Tirico. Nah, it's Tirico, the white guy. They call the games with them. You know, they calling the games now. You know, now he's excelling through the TV. It all started with his podcast. But, you know, most people say, well, if LeBron's so pro-black, then why he could co-sign JJ Redick? They already got opportunities. Mike Bronny, thank you. You know, I like him too. Bang! Him. They already got opportunities. Why he need the black hand? Why he did, you know, pick somebody else? I mean, shit, Jeff Teague would have been great. Jeff Teague is like the Fat Joe of NBA storytelling. Why he ain't go tap in with Jeff Teague? Jeff Teague is a you know, excelling star on YouTube. And maybe there was no relationship there. You know, it's so many great it's a black YouTuber. He does all the NBA history videos. I believe he's from the UK. He does these great commentaries. Somebody know the channel. He does these great commentaries, these great historical, like how great was Sean Kemp? You know, Sean Kemp got the interview with All the Smoke. He does these great historian basketball videos. I mean, man, he does it. I'm gonna find a video and talk about it and post it in the community tab. He does a phenomenal job with his documentaries, bro. Very phenomenal job. Like, why you didn't go get him? Why you didn't go get him? Why you didn't go get him? You know? But like I continue to say about it, man, you know, LeBron ain't gonna speak up. They gonna act like it never existed. They gonna sweep it up under the rug. He not gonna have to apologize. He not gonna have to acknowledge it. Nobody's gonna hold him accountable for what he said or what he done. He's not gonna have to bring it up, and it is what it is. Maybe if it was the Detroit Pistons, the Indiana Pacers organization, but we didn't see brothers get jobs like Ed Reed and get fired for doing far less. For doing far less. We done seen brothers in the community have to apologize for far less. Tell me I'm lying. They had to apologize for far less. And Josh Giddey, it doesn't have to acknowledge rocking the boat, rocking the cradle. JJ Redick not gonna have to say no. That mean they don't care. The media, where's Stephen A speaking on this at? But we don't really need him to speak on it because he gave Josh Allen a pass for saying the N-word. He gave Josh Allen a pass for saying the N-word. He gave him a pass. So we know he gonna say, well, it's not a big deal. I have no issue with him saying the N-word. It wasn't in that I don't believe those bed wenches that said that. They're lying on the grave. I've met JJ on 1,000 occasions, and he's been nothing but exemplary. Guarantee you that. When you on that level that they on, bro, like it's against, you know, you got to be on the code. You got to be on code, and it is what it is. We expecting, you know, LeBron the billionaire to be pro-black. He couldn't get there being pro-black. We expecting Jay-Z, the black rapper, to be pro-black. They in a whole different zone. They can't be pro-black. They can't help us, and nor do they want to risk their fortune to help us, and nor would a lot of y'all risk y'all fortune to help us. You know, they'll whip a ninja before they help a ninja. Ooh, come on. They will whip a ninja before they help a ninja. So y'all expecting him to acknowledge this, you know? And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have co-signed a JJ if he knew JJ had said the N-word or believed he said the N-word. But then again, I don't know what these brothers would do. But Melon West say Stephen A. had to go on an apology tour for giving his opinion on DV. Pat McPhee called Caitlyn Jenner a B on TV and nothing at all. Nothing. Don't forget, they fired him. They fired Stephen A. when he had Michael Eric Dyson on. Don't forget, they fired Stephen A. when he had Michael Eric Dyson on. And then he came back and they butt broke him. He found out what it went back to being probably a writer's salary and all that. He said, man, I missed that ESPN check. Then he came back buffooning and raccooning. I mean, cool. I ain't mad at him, bro. I understand, but don't be confused. I don't know. Y'all seen this old cheesy Disney movie? It was called Sky High, and it was one. The villains on there was War and Peace. His mother was good, his daddy was bad, so he always had a conflict, you know, of doing the good and the bad and bad things. That's Stephen A. Stephen A. is like War and Peace. He want to be black, but then he want to keep his check from the man. Now I understand, you know, you wanted to get in a financial position to help your people. I understand it. He trying to get $25 million a year over there. When they offering 18, you gonna risk that for your people, and the same people they put out a story and say you lied and says you touched this person, that person, and these the same people that's gonna modern day lynch you. I understand, but look here, either you gonna attach to the community or you not. You can't have it both ways. You have to throw what black people think about you away if you gonna play that game, and that's fine. You know, people say, Shannon used to talk black on TV, and you get that from a lot of people who chose not to play the game. Corey Holcomb, Eddie Griffin, a lot of them dudes that chose not to play the Hollywood game. You know what I'm saying? They got the right to call people out like that. I understand, but then at the same time, you chose not to play the game. Stephen A. did choose to play the game, but Stephen A. can't straddle the line. You can't have your cheesecake and eat it too, brother. LeBron is the same way. He picked the money, he picked the status, he picked the power, you know, over his people. And that's cool, because a lot of his people would have picked the same thing. Now, if this part of the process for LeBron to be able to come full circle and own one of the expansion teams, either going to be a Mexico City, Las Vegas, or Seattle, 2 of the 3. And we believe that they're going to kick Memphis to the East Coast. So Memphis will probably be an East Coast team, possibly Minnesota, and they're going to add 2 teams in the West. So Mexico City, Vegas, and Seattle. Sound like Vegas is a lock, but you never know. But he said Stephen A. Was mad at Kyrie made Kyrie to be a monster because he didn't get the jab, but they gave excuses for Aaron Rodgers. Exactly, and don't forget, Kyrie had an issue with LeBron James. Y'all forget that, where LeBron was a puppet. This is what Town. I don't know if Town mentioned this, right? I don't know if Town Business mentioned this. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say about this is, y'all remember when they did the bubble, Kyrie was telling the brothers not to play. It wasn't safe. LeBron was a puppet in NBA, and LeBron was telling the players they need to go and play and make this money. The NBA used LeBron as a puppet to tell the players to go to the bubble. And when guys like Damian Lillard say, I ain't coming to the bubble if I ain't got a chance to make the playoffs, the play-in was birthed. Damian Lillard really created the play-in tournament on the cool. He said, I ain't coming if I ain't got if I don't have a chance to make the playoffs, I ain't coming. Pause. You know? So you got to remember, Kyrie, he was like, nah, man, this ain't safe. We don't need to be doing this. LeBron been a puppet, bro. When you playing with them type of dollars, bro, you can't be pro-black, bro. He said Big Baby Davis in jail, but Brett Favre out free doing interviews. They don't even ask him about the situation at all. at all. And they make black people the face of Section 8. And they say in welfare and say, well, and that's not, black men really don't benefit from it. Men don't. Unless, you know, you got a little side thing going on when one of your chicks, she buying you some food stamps, or most likely Keisha selling them to you. But more white people on welfare than black people. How's that reparations for us? Right? And he took money from his community. And I was a huge Brett Favre fan growing up. You know, and Big Baby Davis, I think Darius Miles is some trouble. A few other, Clinton Portis had, not Clinton Portis, what's the other brother? I think Clinton Portis had to sit in jail for insurance fraud, allegedly, whatever went on with them. And basically, they got an answer, but Brett Favre get a slap on the wrist. Mississippi is one of the more poverty-stricken states out there. He stole from them people, bruh, allegedly. And he ain't got to ask nothing, do nothing. It's a double standard. He ain't got to apologize. He ain't got to pay restitution or nothing. You know, but when we find out how to work the system or how to do it, cut the jig on the system, it's a problem. You got to go to jail once the brothers do it. Vegas is probably a lock for Spencer. Likely Bron will be the owner of the and that's what he's doing this for. And they already got the prototype for what it's going to look like. It's going to have a whole casino resort attached to the arena. If the T-Mobile was a better arena, they could just do it at the T-Mobile, but it ain't. He said, we had the momentum to boycott to make the difference. LeBron forced them to play. They promised they would get back to the topics about our community. You see, they never even talked about it since. Nope. And I always talk about the NFL players not being on code because they don't be on code. The NFL, make sure our thumbs are heart this, whatever you can do. The NFL players don't be on code neither. Did you know the NFL players was jealous that the rookies was getting all the contract? I think Matthew Stafford or Sam Bradford, they was two of the last quarterbacks or number one overall pick. It might have been one more before they used the rookie salary cap. Do y'all know the history? Y'all got any questions? I'll answer them. Y'all know the history of why they took away, they put a cap on the rookie salary cap? The history was, right? The history was this. Let me tell you how big a sellouts the NFL players are. No matter white, gray, black, Simpson yellow, orange, red, whatever. So what happened was they got tired of seeing that the rookies was making more money than the veterans. I mean, it was like Stafford, then Sam Bradford might have been the last one, or it might have been a quarterback or two, or number one pick after Sam Bradford. They was jealous that they was getting all these big contracts, making more money than some of the veterans. So the veterans got mad. So the NFL told them, okay, we'll put a salary cap on the rookies, and we'll give y'all the rest of the money. We'll give y'all that money that the rest of the money that the rookies getting, now they put a cap, the excess money. The NFL took that money and pocketed that money. The players, the veterans never seen that money they took from the rookies. So the veterans took money out of the union, took money out of potential union brothers' pocket and gave it back to the NFL. The NFL never allegedly gave them wages back. They was jealous of rookies making more than them. So they had the NFL. They made a deal for the NFL to take the money away and give it to the players, and the players never seen the money. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. Trying to get people on the same code is damn near impossible. I always tell that story when the time is right. They literally took money out of their own union brothers' pocket. And let me tell you something about the union too. The union today, it ain't shit. The real talk, I'm not naming no Pacific unions. I've been with a few unions. They ain't shit, bro. Shout out to Mark Nash. Shout out to Atlanta, man. He said smash the like button on the way in. Whatever the heart, like, whatever it be. So I don't even remember ESPN talking about the Brett Favre situation. Man, remember he sued Pat McPhee and Shannon Sharp. I think they both, him and Pat McPhee came to a good old boy settlement. Double tap the screen. They came to a good old boy settlement. And and I think Shannon Sharp beat him in court. Come on, man. Let's keep it real. Yeah, Mark, now I'm going to tap in with you so I can figure out how to go live on Instagram or for my computer on YouTube. With YouTube going, I'm going to tap in with you. But, yeah, like I continue to say, man, y'all got any questions I answer. But like I said before, LeBron ain't going to have to answer for nothing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to answer for nothing. He playing the game to get that Las Vegas team and do what he got to do. If it mean he'll be able to help more black people in the end, I'm fine with it. If he don't, I'm fine with it too, man. I understand. Our heroes can't wear jerseys. You know, Elvis was a hero to most, but he never did for me. He was straight up and plain, man. Give me John Wayne. Like we say, most of my heroes don't appear on those stamps. Most of our heroes cannot appear on ESPN, ABC. Those can't be our heroes, bro. Our heroes, you know, have to be self-employed, self-sufficient. They can't be our heroes. So y'all expecting, you know, them to help us out, man? They not. I'm sorry to issue the news to y'all. It ain't gonna happen. He said, I saw the president of the debate last Thursday. Any one of them was talked about black community. Man, they never do. What did Kamala say? We're not gonna do anything specifically for the black community. Yeah, we know. We know. I ain't watching. I was live while I was going on. I had no interest, bro. Remember how they did Michael Irvin? Yep. And fired his ass again. You know, NFL players did not help Lamar Jackson. No, Kaepernick, Lamar. But I say that story. Shout out to MDT Sports. I say that story because I don't think you know they ain't help. They don't help. They ain't help each other. They didn't help each other. Why would they help a brother? If they gonna take money from their brother, why would they help the brother? I mean, a literal union brother, not brother like, oh, I'm a brother. I'm a soul man, brother. Dun, 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 I'm a soul man. Nah. It's nasty work out here, brothers. No other race has athletes, rappers, and actors speaking on the community but ours. Yep. You ain't lying. Turned out Michael Irvin did nothing wrong. Yeah, man, this is why you got to watch when you dealing with women, man. I say that time and time again, bro. You got to watch how you dealing with women. Shout out to Mark Nash in the super chat. You got to watch how you dealing with women, bro. And I got a video on the Patreon coming. I don't know. I might release it tonight. I don't know. I got to upload it. About Matthew Stafford and his wife airing him out, which that ain't the first time she aired him out. I believe I spoke on it. She been telling this story for years, right? And let's some OT talk. I got a couple minutes before I got to be where I got to be. So basically, she used to tell the story about how she slept with the backup quarterback at Georgia to make Matthew mad. Now, apparently, the backup quarterback at Georgia is now married to a black woman. You know, he looked like Matthew and Kelly. And his family got disturbed by it. She apologized. He said guys are being insecure about it. That's their shaming word, insecure and all that stuff. So, man, your biggest opposition for a lot of y'all is sleeping next to you, bro. Let me say that. Y'all not gonna believe me. Especially if you married or you in a serious relationship, your biggest opposition is laying next to you, bro. And what's so funny about this? I was in a relationship for almost a decade, bro. And when I really sit back and I reflect on the mistakes I made, you know, or the signs that I ignored, one thing that came to my mind when I did some reflection, some deep thought, I said I was in a relationship with my biggest competition. I was competing with my significant other. I was competing. You can't be in a healthy relationship. You can't be in any semi-good relationship competing with a woman. And a lot of these women, they may come off as traditional women, soft girl era. They're feminists, bro. I would say about 95% of women that's married, they're married to the guy that they don't want. They not their first or second or third choice. They're married to the safe provider guy. And please believe me, women are like a fish in need of water. Let me use this analogy. This is some shit I just came up with, so it ain't gonna be smooth. Like how fish needs water to survive, they need providers. They need guys that's gonna hit that bottom. They need a food guy. They need a guy for emotional support. And it's rare that they get all that in one guy and some. So if they can find a guy that's gonna pay the bills and take care of their kids, even though he don't know the kids his, or even if they straight up ain't kids, they'll deal with him. As long as they can, finesse him out some money, finesse him out of resources. And then the Pookie and Ray Ray or the guy that busted down, he'll still have access to bust her down. And at any time, if he feels like he wants to act right or do right, he can have her at any time. Then she got the guy that listens to her problems, a shoulder to cry on. You'll think it could be a gay friend, a male friend. He really ain't gay. They all bisexual by bar minimum. Or it may be a co-worker, and at the right time and the right feeling, she gonna bust it open for him, even if she don't really find him attractive. So, like I continue to tell y'all, women, they need those four things, and probably some like water. And if They don't get those things out of you, out of their husband. They're going to go step out and get those things, and it will be justified. It will not be shamed in society. She will cry tears on TikTok. She will cry tears on the family. And unfortunately, you will be the last person to know that she's stepping out on you. Everybody else knows. The stepkids know, or your stepkids know, your kids know, or the kids you think is your kids know, your mother know. You know, her girl best friend that you have her best friend's husband knows that you have a drink with. Everybody knows but you. And when you find out, how many times I heard brothers tell this story, they're blindsided. Like, damn, you want a divorce, or you packing your shit and you leaving? It's just what it is. And once you don't provide those things, and when they start going out here embarrassing you in front of people, if that's yelling, acting up at the restaurant at any point in the relationship, you check it there, and if they continue to do it, it's over with. You cheated on her, and she still make you talk to like DJ Envy, and she got him on the Breakfast Club, and she embarrassed him. Oh, he doesn't make me climax, never has, and we had a. She wants to embarrass you. When they want to embarrass you in front of public, when they want to emasculate you, when they want to disrespect you in public places in general, it's over with. It's over with. And these women will look you dead in your eye. They will look you dead in your eye and lie to you. And they'll lie so good because in their mind, they believe it. They will lie so good to you that you will believe them. But if you hang around long enough, if you peep long enough, you will find the truth. And that's why I tell y'all brothers that's thinking about getting married or moving a chick in or doing something serious, go through the phone. Or doing pop-up. I guarantee you will find your answer. If you can't handle it, you can't handle it. I understand. You want to just live in the fantasy land, but eventually the truth is going to come out. Day 1 or day 31, you going to find out. 2024, 2028. You're going to find out. They are scandalous. They do not love you. They love what you can do for you. Even the women that sit here and pander and say, well, it's more than money, and a man should be loved just as a woman is, and I believe in treating my man, they full of shit too. If you ain't attractive to them, you ain't got no money, that's all it boiled down to. She embarrasses Matthew because she ready to leave him. When he retired, don't be surprised she don't take their 3 or 4 daughters and dipset. Don't be surprised. It ain't that nobody hurt. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the exact truth. But a lot of y'all, oh, not me. My girl wouldn't do it to me. Trust and believe me, these ain't nothing. I'm keeping it G word. Right? People say, oh man, nigga, you something. No, I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm trying to help y'all out. Don't be surprised when Kelly Stafford divorced Matthew Stafford. When the disrespect started going to social media, the disrespect started being public, like, oh, I messed up with the backup quarterback to get Matthew Stafford. You don't even mind shaming yourself. You don't even mind shaming yourself. When they ain't gonna mind embarrassing themselves to embarrass you, buddy, you might as well call the lawyer. You might as well call the lawyer right now. And the signs are there. They're going to get divorced. How much you want to bet? People came back. Oh, CJ, you was right about Deontay Wilder. Man, Ray Charles could have seen that shit. Anybody could have seen that coming. When they comfortable disrespecting you in general, especially in public like this, it's the final countdown. What's that song, the group that's in the final countdown? I'm telling you, when they feel comfortable disrespecting you, bro, it's over with. Matthew probably know it. His career coming to an end as soon as you retire, around a year or two. Jay Cutler was another one. It's over with. It's over with. And I always tell brothers this, and they never believe. The shit I'm saying right now, they never believe what I'm saying. But believe this right here. If you don't want to, per se, go through a specific text message, okay? Let them have girls' night at your crib, right? In your living room. Put a recorder in there and listen to the conversation. Or go through the don't go through her go through her girl group text. I guarantee you it's that's one sure way to find out what your woman think about you. I promise you to 4-4 guy and 2 white men. I wish I had my soundboard on. Right? I swear for God and 2 white men. I swear for God and 2 white men. The group chat or the group conversations that they have when y'all are not around. In general, I've heard married women talk about their husbands. It's the most disgusting thing I ever heard. I said, did you marry Lucifer? Did you marry the devil? And you listen, you like, no, but I'm telling you that group chat, you gonna find out exactly where you fall in line. How she feel about you. Yeah, nigga weak. He can't even make me come. He came in 2 seconds last night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he ain't getting me. Nobody. As soon as I get with, as soon as Tyrone get out, I'm gonna leave him. And yeah, you right, girl. Go ahead, girl. Yup. They be dogging they niggas, man. I'm telling you, they be dogged, man. Dude, man. I have women that openly admit this to me, bro. And some women I just keep around for platonic reasons only. It may sound crazy. You might, man, I see you out with this girl. She ain't look like this. Cool. Sometimes it may just be to collect data. You may see me with a girl. It may be just to get the perspective and get the introspect, get her this perspective on stuff. You might just see me chopping it up with her. You know, it might just be for recreational uses only, which is rare. You know, or it might, you use women, bro. They use you. Sometimes you use women. You can use women for research, bro. You can just have a conversation with a random woman just to see how they think. That's how I learned how women think. Yes, I went through it. I went through some bullshit with multiple. I can tell you stories for days, my nigga. Going back to middle school when I started dating girls, I can tell you stories for days. Probably more L's than wins. But definitely more L's than wins, I would say. Right? Tell you stories about not knowing how to put a condom on the right way. All types of shit. Like embarrassing moments, right? Tell you some great moments too. But one thing that I know for folks, swear for God and 2 white men, I swear, the way they talk about you to our female friends is the way they really feel about you. They know it. And what's so funny is, I'll say this before I read these final comments. She'd dog you out to them, and her female friends would want to go really, as soon as something happened between y'all, they'd come right back door her to fuck with you. She'd dog you out to them, and they'd want to go see what it's like. Even if she said you a minute man, you a Riley's window man, you a 2-minute man. They got the little counter, that little clock at the fast food restaurant, how fast you in line, and they make you bag up in Detroit and come back to reset the clock and shit when they too late. Like I said before, that you're going to find out where you stay in order. You're gonna find out where you fall in order at. In the beginning, you're the greatest guy in the world. Oh, you're so great. He makes me feel butterflies. And when she get tired of your ass, he came in 2 seconds tonight, and you know, he came in and just threw his boots down. And I'm telling y'all, man, I was just telling somebody on the phone before I got on here. I say, man, I don't consider it serious dating until you live with somebody. I don't think it's considered serious until you live with somebody. I will say it again. I don't think dating is serious before you live with somebody. I don't think it's serious, bro. When you live with somebody, bruh, I'm telling you, it's a different ball game. Matthew's a sucker. You already know it. She smashed the back of the quarterback to make him jealous. He took her back. Yep. Now she's bragging about the internet. He said that's a fact. He said I've been way happier single. Yep. He said they have 8 different guys for different things they need. Exactly. And at any given time that one of them guys make her feel right, they can get it. They blame Mary Doka, but that married woman, a complete pass. Of course they gonna get a woman a complete pass. She married. He wasn't married to Nia Long. So they always get a pass. Married people are the most disgusting people in the world. You know what I'm saying? I found that out working at Chrysler. Facts, got to check that early up. He said Lamar fully guaranteed they didn't help him. Fully guaranteed they didn't help himself at all. He had the contract. Those owners grouped up on him, blackballed, whiteballed him. That's what we gonna use over here. Yeah, they did. They did. And then Jared Goffin had to cry for $1. What's the other brother that got paid? Trevor Lawrence didn't have to cry for $1. But hey, you know, that's why we need our own shit. He said you will never catch them cheating unless one of their friends have a fallout, spill the beans, or too emotional. I mean, you can catch them. Trust me, you can catch them. But do you want to catch them? Is the question. Niggas catch chicks cheating all day. Come home early from work. Don't say you ain't got to work this week. You got the week off. The plant shut down. You can catch them all day. Best believe. I done had bitches look me in my face, say, "Oh, I ain't sleep with nobody else." And yup, they sleep with somebody else. Hey, the game is the game. You can catch them, bro. Like I said, go through that phone. I'm telling y'all. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to go through you can go through the phone. I guarantee you, you ain't even got to do 2, 3, 4 scrolls, bro. You can go right to that group chat. You gonna know exactly what it is. You'll catch them. Y'all just be too busy. Y'all don't be wanting to know. And I don't blame y'all niggas. Y'all don't be wanting to know. And hey, look here. I feel y'all, because if you find out, are you emotionally stable enough and mature enough to walk away? That's what it is. And trust and believe me, the power in walking away and be like, "Hey, you got it." Visualize, like, if you like, just right now, even if you single, visualize you walking in a woman cheating on you, or got somebody else in the bed, bitch, nigga, whoever it is. Prepare yourself mentally, like, okay, what would I do? No, why I'm gonna jump on him? Why I'm gonna check her, beat her, or whatever you think about doing? Put hands on somebody for what? Walk out. It's over with. Walk out. The power was in your hand. Walk away. Now that dude, I have a video coming on that checked that man in the barbershop like that over his son haircut. You're not getting that close, bro. You're not getting that close. Then he got to get hands put on him. I don't give a fuck about the kid. That ain't my kid anyway. He said, what about these women paying $1,100 to Chris Brown for a freaky photo, but won't buy that man a PS5? Won't pay the man bills? Won't take him for a $200 date? Won't even take him for a $100 date at motherfucking at Carrabba's or nothing like that. Real spill, brother. Most of these women ain't never bought their boyfriend nothing, bought their husband nothing. Because we still die. No, don't stop dating American women. They right for the stroke. Especially strap up. They right for the stroke. But you can't say American women if you ain't been outside your state too. But then again, no, they right for the stroke. There's a few good ones still probably out there. They right for the stroke. But you got to start battle testing these women. You dealing with a woman and you think she's solid. Hey, man, send somebody at her. Send a homeboy or see if you get her number. Go to the bathroom and send one of the dudes at the bar and see if he can pull his number, and then come back in the bathroom and tell you what happened. Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's some good Americanized women still out there. I hate to say that, but there's some solid women still out there. Those group conversations are, yeah, I'm telling you, man, I had females that I was just straight platonic with. Women will tell you everything you need to know if they comfortable talking to you. That's the one time you believe they ass. He said, I tried to hit a girl on the ground. It ain't going good. So, man, trash. I'm trash on the DMs, bro. Yeah, I'm trash, bro. I'm trash. It's a wrap. Like, when you talking about Instagram, Donovan, and stuff, you guys flash some money. You got to get in front of a Maybach and shit. I couldn't tell you how to DM a girl. He said, that's why you got to make them eat. Yeah, I was just kidding. Yeah, he said, when you catch them, they'll try to make you feel bad for checking them. So it's flips on. Yeah, they always going to flip you. That's a female mechanism. But you did this and you did that. Yeah, that's just ingrained in them. They can't help that. That's why, why you sitting in there checking her or beating on the person she cheating on you with or she with. For what? It ain't gonna do no good. In her mind, it was logical. It just be like you gotta just charge it to the game. Like that Silk the Soccer album. Or is it Master P? You gotta charge it to the game. You got to charge it to the game, bruh. How many times I had to charge it to the game, bruh? Charge it to the game. You gonna look back and laugh at that shit, bro. Stop playing the racism game. It is what it is. I don't know what you're talking about that. He said they know how to hide text. Yeah, they know how to hide text messages, bro. And the little calculator and all that. You can find all that, bro. The little calculator, man, dude, you can YouTube all that shit, bro. He said, I'm finna go sit on the steps like Cisco and somebody sleeping in my bed video. He said I'm all for nepotism when it comes to black folk. Exactly. Shout out to Toomba. He always on call. He said it's hard as hell to get in contact with them on the. Yeah, it is. Like, bro, I'll tell you this, bro. Coach Greg Adams said he used to do tests on day naps with females, pictures and stuff. He used to do these tests, and he said you will be surprised how many messages the average or the ugly whooping woman, well, let's say the average woman, get on day naps. So imagine on Instagram where it's way more users. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if it's way more users, bro. Imagine that. So you'll be surprised how fast, and he was right about this, how fast your message goes to the bottom, bro. You'll be surprised. Like, you'll message a chick at, what is it right now, 6:45? And by 6:48, she got 10 more messages, bro. Your messaging went all the way to the bottom, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. He says, I sent to be $10 with the link, and man, you send her money, bro. That ain't gonna work neither. $10 ain't gonna get her attention, bro. You gotta just put you gotta put the stock in your profile, bro. You gotta do pictures and like you doing something all the time. He said, it's one of my client's daughters. I cut grass and shit. Hopefully the client don't feel away. He said on BD King Larry on Lamar. I don't know, man. I just blocked that dude, man. I don't be understanding. Go get a life. He said regular women are always in style though, so it makes sense. Yup. Regular women is who the guys want to marry, but at the same time, it don't got extra to do with my client. I'm being personally, yeah, I mean, just tread lightly. But let me get out of here, man. I gotta get ready to split like a banana split. But I'm gonna be hopefully on after tonight fight with T.O. and Bam. I'll be covering those tonight. Melon, I said these women be saying they want 100 in the chat. Just say, I ain't doing that. But hey, appreciate y'all. Peace.